Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Creamy Code. I'm Palvinder Kaur and I aim to make you fall in love with coding on my channel. So let's recap for the yesterday. We discussed like how file system module works in Node and we discussed various methods of it in brief, and we discussed the open method in detail with various flags like read and write. Today we will go in more detail. So we understood about R and W method. R, we know that it works for opening file for reading mode, and if file does not exist, an exception is raised. If we open the file in R plus mode, then it opens file for reading and writing. If file does not exist, an exception is raised. W, it opens file for writing. If file does not exist, it creates a new file. If file already exists, the file is truncated. WX, it opens the file for writing similar to W flag, but the file is opened in exclusive mode. If file does not exist, it creates a new file. If the file already exists, an exception is thrown. W plus, it opens file for writing and reading. If file does not exist, it creates a new file. If the file already exists, the file is truncated, means content is deleted. WX plus, it works very similar to W plus flag, but the file is opened in the exclusive mode, means like these criterias. If file does not exist, it creates a new file. If the file already exists, an exception is thrown. So we will move to hands-on now and try to see how it works when we try to do the hands-on first thing. So let's get started. So I will create one code and we will do various functionality on the same file. And it is going to be really interesting today. We will see how various modes work. So I will just start. We can see that this file is already existing. So this thing I am giving is mode in which I am trying to open the file, and here I am using the callback function, our old callback function. Now it is old, we have already discussed in last 2 or 3 lectures, and if any confusion I will like give the link in description below for callback, just for refreshing your memory. Yesterday we read, like in last lecture we did the file reading using file descriptor. So that is not a mandatory rule. We can read it using this read file method. It is a bit easy because we don't need to use buffer and all that for printing its content. So I am using read file instead of read. So basically I'm reading this method, and if it is failing it will throw error, otherwise it will display the data that it will read. Again I'm using write file. But you can use anyway. You can use write and then you have to like use descriptor. I'm sorry. So I'm again using callback function. It also simply means that I am writing this code like I am programming in asynchronous form. Okay. Similarly, I can close this file also, but we are just keeping it here. So I think we are done. Okay. So here is the thing. Input2.text is already existing, so we are going to see a successful result. But before that, I just want to show if this file is not there, and we try to open it in R plus mode, what happens. So I'm just changing, and I will run this code. Okay, suspense is going on. Okay, so it has thrown the exception that there is no such file. So we know that we cannot open anything in a write mode if it is not existing. But if we do the opposite and we do w plus, so that is the actually basic difference between r plus and w plus. R plus makes operation for read and write. W plus makes operation for write and read. Both should be same, but both are not same. Because for read operation, R plus operation, if file is not existing, it will throw an error. But if we run the same thing with W plus and it is also writing and reading, so it will actually, okay, again it is showing the same error. Okay, because we are actually trying to read it here. So point here is actually because this is asynchronous way of reading, so it is not directly throwing the exception here. It is like reading the whole code in one chunk and then throwing the exception. So otherwise it would have read this part may be successful. Okay, yeah, actually. So I will comment this code and run it. First, okay, so I will run. So we can see that it has created a new file. We name input 223 and it has printed the output also. So we know that how it will behave when the file is not there. So if we uncomment it, and now I run, then read operation will work. Yeah. But we saw that this is not getting printed, right? Why? Because we saw in PPT that if you open a file in W plus mode and file is not there, then it will create a new file, and we saw the output. And if file is already there, then it will truncate the file. So we can see that after this first operation, it has opened the file in W plus operation and it has truncated the file. And when it move back to the next method, it read it and it was empty. And when we write file, we try to do this, we can see that content is already there. So all the operations are working fine. So is this a definite behavior? Like it will move in this direction only, like first step like this and second and third? Is it? Actually, we can't say, because we are not running this code in a synchronous way or sequential way. We are running it in asynchronous way, and it really depends which part of the code is executed first. Only we know that this code will be executed first and this part will be executed afterwards, but we can see that sometimes there will be abrupt outputs. I am just clearing the screen again and again to show that there may be an abrupt output sometimes. Till now it is behaving sequentially, so no success. Okay. Yeah, here is my success story. I'll just show how. I was just running the code, and you can see like sometimes it behave abruptly. We are seeing the output. Means actually the write file method was executed first and read file was executed afterwards. It was a rare scenario, but like most of the time it was running in a sequential behavior, but it is not a definite behavior. We can't rely on it as this is a asynchronous way of working. So one read file may act first and write file may act afterwards, like we intended to, but we can't rely on the result. So that's what I wanted to show. So if we discuss R plus, and we know that this file is existing now, and we just want to verify that this file allows the write and read operation both. So I will just run the code once more. So we know that it is running. Okay. There is content, but like we said, this R plus is also truncating the file, and or there may be it is also truncating the file, and so we are not getting the output. Okay. So that's it, guys, for the day. Thank you so much for joining, and we will continue exploring more options of open and further more methods of file as system library of Node. Thank you so much for liking my channel so much. Please like, share, and subscribe if you are interested. See you again. Bye bye.